tutorial on how to use it and get the most out of it. So if you're on your computer, on the bottom left, you should see a space that says like mute, and you should have a line through your microphone. If you see the green like little sound bar going up and down, you know that you're not muted. All right, so you want to make sure you've got a line through there. The second thing is I like to see your faces. So even though sometimes you guys are probably like, oh God, she can see me. Yes, I actually like to see your faces, and that's why I show you my face, even though I don't have makeup on right now. And I want you to know, like, there's a lot of times that we're doing calls at 9 o'clock at night, and we're in our pajamas, and we've had a long day, and we're just kind of like doing life together. So come as you are, right? Like, just do your thing. But I do like to see your faces, because then I know if I'm boring you to death, if you look bored, and I know if you're overwhelmed sometimes by the looks on your faces too. So I like to see, I like when you turn on your cameras. The other thing is there's a chat bar along the bottom. So you'll see right beside screen share, don't ever hit that button or we'll be able to see your own screen, but you see the chat bar. So if you guys just hit that chat button, you can actually chat. So just drop me in the comments. Let's just introduce ourselves. Tell me when you signed up to become a coach. Tell me what fitness program you're doing and what you're most excited about when it comes to coaching. All right, so just let's take a quick second for you guys to introduce yourselves while I pull up my slides so that we have those for tonight. I'll just give you guys a minute to go ahead and type that into the chat bar. All right. All right, hi Courtney. December 31st, Transform 20, awesome, excited about that. Alicia, starting with Transform 20, first week as a coach, welcome. Meredith just became a coach on the 4th, and she's starting Lift 4 tomorrow. Hello, hello. Hi, Caitlin. Starting Chalene Extreme, signed up on January 2nd. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Transform 20, Ashton, welcome. Second round of Lift 4, awesome. Teresa signed up to be a coach on the 2nd, Transform 20, right before Thanksgiving. Hello, Emily. All right. Re-signed up yesterday, Lift 4. Hey there, Tammy. All right, so, okay, ready to jump back in, Steph. Awesome, doing Transform 20. Hi, Brooke. Hello, hello. Okay, so we're gonna have a great time, all right? So I know that, number one, the process of becoming a coach is overwhelming. Is anybody like, holy crap, what did I get myself, everybody's hand went up. They're like, what did I get myself into? So let me just give you a little backstory. When I started my business, so it's been 7.5 years, I had a 6-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. I had 2 little boys at home. I had left my full-time job to be a stay-at-home mom. So here I was trying to navigate through life with 2 little ones, being home all the time. I had lost about 10 pounds out of the 30. So I was very much like in my physical transformation when I decided to become a coach. And so my life was mass chaos. And my husband thought I was totally insane for signing up to become a coach. He thought this was like the stupidest idea ever. So I didn't really have like somebody in the background that was supporting me, right? He was like expecting dinner to be on the table and the house to be clean. And when the kids went to bed at night, that's when I would do my work. It wasn't like he would watch the kids for me. And so I can remember sitting down at my kitchen table when the boys would go down for a nap, and I had no idea how to invite. I had no idea how to post on social media, all these apps and all these groups and listening to these team calls, right? It was just like all new to me. And it took me forever to navigate like how to set up my Coach Online office and how to set up my Facebook page. And so if you're feeling like that right now, that's totally normal. And so think about it like you just got a new job. Any of you that you go into an office for the first time, you don't know where the break room is. You don't know how to log into, your company system. You don't know how to find the tools and the resources and all of the things that you need, right? So there's like a learning curve there. So remember that with Beachbody, it's the exact same way. It's going to take you time to get comfortable with talking about the products. It's going to take time for you to get comfortable with posting on social media and sharing your story. it's going to take you time to understand our whole catalog that we have to offer. But remember, it's just like anything. The more that you practice, the more comfortable you get. So, if you put yourself out there in the sense that, okay, I'm just going to do what Melanie tells me to do and I'll figure it out, you'll learn faster. And so for me, it was kind of like I just kept trying and failing and trying and failing and learning from it. And I was like, oh, made a mistake, sent that person too much information. I'm so sorry. I think I overwhelmed you. Let me back it up. And so it just became this learning process through trial and error. And so for me, I'm not afraid of that part of it, right? And you guys can't be either. You just have to say, I'm gonna do what Melanie tells me to do. It's proven, it's tested, it works. Every leader in my organization, every successful coach will say, I just did what you told me to do, Melanie, and that's why I'm successful. So I promise you, I'm not feeding you a line of BS or making you do things that I haven't already done myself that I know don't work. All right. So trust me on this. And then allow yourself to say, it's okay if I feel a little overwhelmed. I will get there. And so one of the things that helps me personally feel like I'm not as overwhelmed is I have a calendar. Right. And even from day one, I have my little calendar that I use and I have all of the important things, like all of our 12 o'clock calls for the next, 4 weeks for the Coach University. They're in your planner. In my planner, you can just see here, right? I write down my to-do list. You can see my highlighter where I've highlighted all the things that I've done. So, as you're thinking of all the things you want to do each and every day, just start writing them down. Even if it's on like a piece of even if it's on sticky notes, like sometimes I'll like write down my to-do list on sticky notes and stick it in my planner or post ideas. And so I just try to keep everything out of my brain and organized on paper so that I don't feel overwhelmed. All right. So get in the habit of getting yourself a planner, getting yourself organized, setting aside time, specific time to build your business. So for me, that specific time was, and it's different for all of us, right? So maybe it's an hour in the mornings, or maybe it's your lunch hour if you work full time, or maybe it's like 2 hours in the evening after your kids go to bed, or, from 5 to 7 or from 7 to 8, So think about when is it that you're going to devote to your business? And I started to write that in. I started to just sort of make structure where there wasn't structure before. And that very much so helped me get a handle of things at the beginning. All right. So just get in the habit of, okay, I've got to make a calendar. I've got to plan it out. And I don't want to overwhelm myself. So what do I need to do first? And I would write that into the time that I'd set aside for my business. And we'll definitely go over that a little bit more, but that helped me right off the bat. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit share my screen. So you guys should be able to see everything that's on my computer. So just let me know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? Okay, good. Thank you. So what I'm going to do tonight, my objective for this evening is really to get you guys comfortable with what do I need to do in order to successfully launch my business and reach my goals in the first month. So there's a couple of things that that the company sets for you as far as goals. And then there are benchmarks that that are definitely in line with the company. So I want to be able to share those with you because in the first month, right, I want you to earn your investment back and I want you to get some of your first customers enrolled. So let's get started. So you guys in month 1, you are business building coaches. That means that you came to this call saying, I want to learn how to build this business. And you basically said whether I want to be part-time or I want to be full-time, or this is a hobby for me, wherever you are at in the spectrum, this is what it looks like to be a business building coach. So here are the expectations of what I expect from all of you in the first month. So in the first month, the goal is to sign up 3 people just the way that you signed up. All right. So how did you guys all sign up? You came in with a program. You came in with the challenge pack, right? So every one of you that came into coaching came in with the tools that you needed to be successful. And those tools are the fitness program, Shakeology, right? Access to Beachbody on demand, your program manual, your nutrition guide, right? You got the challenge pack. Maybe it was the 3-day refresh, or maybe it was Portion Fix challenge pack or Transform 20 completion pack. As coaches, it is our job to help people achieve a healthy and fulfilling life. And we do that by matching people up with our Beachbody fitness programs, right? And so the way we support our people is through that challenge pack. So 3 people in the first month, that is what I'm expecting for all of you to do. So the easiest way is to say, okay, what did I buy? If I came in with Transform 20, I'm going to go find 3 people that I think would want to do this with me. My very first customers when I first signed up were my mother, my sister-in-law, and the girl that did my nails. All right. And it was because I walked in and she was like, what are you doing? And as she was doing my nails, we started talking about it. And she was like, well, I want to do that too. Or I have that program at home and I want to join you. All right. And so at the very first month, right, and we'll talk a little bit about this concept of like your dirt list, right? So the people that you know, that trust you, that would do anything that you were doing because you just sort of do it together and they believe that you wouldn't lead them astray. And so that was kind of my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm going to do this 21-day fix program. You're going to do it with me. I would love to hold you accountable. I need a guinea pig. I need somebody to practice on. So will you be accountable with me? And I did the same thing to my sister-in-law. So you may not have sister-in-laws or moms or, people like that, but think about the people that you talk about weight loss or nutrition or fitness with. Maybe it's coworkers or friends or family members, but just start to make a list of people that you want to reach out to. So that's kind of number 1, but the goal is 3 people, and that is certainly not hard at all. The second thing for the first month is I want everybody to start their transformation with the Beachbody program. So if you're not sure what program that you're going to do first, that's your first order of business, is to reach out to your coach and say, I don't know what program I should start with. Can you help me? And that's our job, is to not just support you in the business, but the fitness part too. So why is starting your fitness transformation our second most important thing? Because as a coach, it is very hard to get somebody to sign up and join you on this journey if you are not very much so practicing what you're preaching. All right. So if you want somebody to do a program with you, you want to be that person that is showing up every day, that is sharing their journey on social media, that is getting results, that is talking about what food they're eating and how they're staying accountable on the weekends, and that is every single week giving those side-by-side transformation sort of progress updates. And as a coach, I will tell you, I am way more confident at talking about health and fitness when I am dialed into my own, my own results. So it helps build confidence. It gives you credibility. This is your content, because what you're going through, and let's just use, the Portion Fix, for example. When I was learning about how to use the containers, a lot of my posts were very much so geared towards teaching people nutrition. And I, just understanding that, hey, these containers, they may look small, but when you jam all this food in there and then you put it on your plate, it actually fills up the plate. It's a pretty good portion size. Before Portion Fix, was definitely overeating, even if I was overeating good foods. And so that became a really great informational post that I could put out there. And I would take these pictures and I would talk about proper portion size. And so just by me going through the journey, it gave me things to talk about through my social media. I'll give you one more example. So when I was going through my fitness transformation, and even now, I travel a lot, or we go visit family for a weekend. And a lot of times it was, okay, what am I going to eat at this restaurant that is in line with my nutrition plan? Because I really want to get results and I really want, to get to my goal weight. And so I would look at the menu ahead of time and I would, ask for modifications, and I would pack my Shakeology and I'd pack snacks. And so those became really great posts. I would show my cooler and how I traveled and how I ate out at restaurants. And so all of the things we're going through and learning ourselves or that we already have learned, that becomes great content that we're going to share out there. So your transformation, your results, and your lifestyle are the cornerstone of what we do through the coaching opportunity. All right. The third thing that you're going to do, and you're actually going to do this in the next 24 hours, is you're going to launch your business. All right. Now, I was scared to launch my business. Everything that went through my mind, it sounded like this. Oh my gosh, my old boss is going to see this post. Oh my gosh, people are going to judge me. Oh my goodness, what are people going to think? What if nobody signs up with me? What if somebody wants to sign up with me? I don't even know how to give them the information for what I do, right? So all of these things sort of got into my head. And I thought to myself, all right, if I don't put myself out there, if I don't share that this is what I'm doing, nobody's going to know that there's an opportunity that they can join, all right? Another thing I thought to myself is I'm not sharing something that doesn't work. I'm not selling somebody a product that I am not going to help them get results with. I believe in the company. I believe in what I'm doing. Because I've been through a challenge group. I know what the support is like. I know this is the best $160 that people are going to spend. So I put together my launch post and I hit submit and walked away for like 5 minutes. I circled the table, calmed myself down a little bit, and then I sat down. And people were really excited about it, all right? So you, as the new coach, have to do this first step and say, I am going to do this, and I'm not going to be afraid of it, all right? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to promise me in the next 24 hours, you will post your launch post. And we'll go over what that's going to look like tonight and tomorrow also. All right, the fourth thing is achieve Emerald rank. So basically when you signed up to become a coach, you're at the basic coach level. So you don't have anybody on your team right now. It's just you. And the two ways that you can earn an income are through commissions. So if somebody buys a challenge pack from you, you get a challenge pack bonus. If somebody buys Shakeology or a Beachbody On Demand membership or a 3-day refresh, you get a commission from that, right? You get commission on everything that people purchase from your website. The second way you can earn an income is by building a team. So most often we kind of like mishmash it together at first, but we want to get to that first level of Emerald, because Emerald means that you've unlocked the next part of the compensation plan. And that's the ability to begin earning Team Cycle bonus. Basically, you've signed up 2 people as coaches. So again, you may say to your mom, Mom, you're going to buy this challenge pack. You're going to do 21-day fix with me or Transform 20. I'm going to mentor you through it and you're going to help me. You're going to sign up this way. You don't have to do anything with the coaching opportunity, but it's going to save you 25% because I know you're going to love it and you're going to get your Shakeology next month, right? If you decide you don't want to keep it, we can downgrade you back to a regular customer, but you're going to help me reach this first goal. Done, right? One coach. Second coach, maybe it's your best friend and you're like, all right, Sally, this is what we're going to do. She's going to go on the other side. Or it could be your spouse. You could say, all right, I'm going to buy the 3-day refresh and Shakeology packets, and I'm going to get this challenge pack, and I'm going to do the refresh. I'm going to document my results, and I'm going to sell the Shakeology packets. I'm going to make commission, and I'm going to get Success Club points for it. All right. So your first 2 coaches are very easy, and you literally can achieve that goal within the first week if you really kind of put your mind to it. All right. If it overwhelms you, just say, I'm going to put that on the back burner for just this moment until I get my bearings. All right. But I just want you to know how very simple and easy it is. All right. The last thing in your first month that we're going to focus on is just tracking the behaviors and practicing your vitals. So everybody should have seen this document, the vital behaviors of successful coaching. This is one thing. I have a binder. And I have my binder here sitting on my desk. And so it looks like this. And so print that vitals of successful coaching out. And I just have a 3-ring binder. And in this binder, it has my business activity trackers, right? So you can see my Success Club trackers, which we'll talk about next. It's got just some other like important information. Like when Transform 20 came out, I printed some of the information so I knew how to explain it. It's got some blank sheets of paper in there that I can keep track of, like at the very back. I've got tons of stuff in here now. So like I have blank paper that I can track my conversations. But get yourself a binder that's going to just be your Beachbody binder. All right. And then put your vitals of successful coaching. so that when you start to feel yourself like, am I doing the right things? You can always refer back to this and you can say, well, am I being proof that the product works, right? Am I doing those things? You can like gut check yourself. The second one, this is really important. The whole foundation of building a successful business rises and falls on this number 2, this ability to connect and invite and follow up. So am I helping 3 new people every single month get involved in a challenge group? Am I using the tracker? Do I have a group that I'm inviting somebody to? And am I enrolling a new coach every single month? That number 2 is going to be essential. And you see that it's very much in line with the things that I just shared that I wanted you guys to do, right? So everything I teach you is in line with what the company sets up for your success. All right, number 3 is helping people get results. So you can see this all ties back together, right? Getting your own results first is going to be key. And I always say to people, I'm like, my gosh, we become incredible people through this coaching opportunity. We work on our mind, we work on our physical fitness, we work on really healthy nutrition, and we can't help but be better people because of the job that we get to do. And I just think that that is such an awesome, that's a reason why I love coaching so much, is I know that I'm leaving this ripple effect with my kids and my husband and my family, and I'm teaching people how to truly live a healthy lifestyle. All right. So these are the number 3, creating results for your customers. That's something we're going to dive into and learn. How do I run a challenge group? What is my challenge group start date going to be? What is this going to look like? So all of that we're going to work through. And then the 4th one is personal development. Okay. All right. I know I'm flying through this because I have so much to go over tonight, but we will, over the next 4 weeks, really dive into a lot of these concepts on our Monday Coach University calls. So what I want to do next is I just want to take a moment to say, okay, as a coach, where are you going to find all of your content at, right? So as a new coach, you're going to go into our Coach Training University. And so most of you are either my personally sponsored coach or you're a part of my organization in some way. And so in Facebook is where I have the new coach training. And I just want to show this to you because Facebook's weird. And I want to make sure we're all on the same page. You guys agree Facebook is weird and sometimes you see like really odd stuff. So when you go into the Coach Training University, I would suggest you're using your desktop. If you use your phone, it does look different. But when you go in here into the group, you can actually click the More button and it says Pin to Shortcuts. So you can actually pin this. So it's going to show up on the left-hand side. You'll see like these are all my shortcuts that I have, like all the groups I go to on a regular basis. So like any pages that I add you to the challenge group, you'll always be able to see that there on the left. The next thing is notifications. Like you want to make sure that it says on and all posts, because I don't know why Facebook like changes it to highlights. And so that means that they just show you what they think you should see. I don't know why. So that's that one also. But the way it's set up is you see how it's on units right now? This is all the learning content that I've loaded in here. So you've got all of your prep tasks that you can work through. Once you're finished with that, you just go into the next one. So this is where you can say, okay, I've got an hour. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to work through as much content as I need to. Or you can say, oh my gosh, somebody just asked me for more information about what a challenge group is. You can go into unit 2 and you can see what information do I give someone that's interested in a challenge group. All right. So let's say you're looking for something specific, you know that you can go through here and you can find a lot of the stuff that you're going to need. All right. I try to like make it simple so you would understand what you need. So your goal is to get through all of these things. All right. And there's a lot. You can go through it as slow or as fast, but I try to give you everything you would need to know in the first 30 days. If you look down here at Unit 9, you can see call recordings. I have recorded every single call that I've ever done for a Coach University. And so they're all in here. I mean, not all of them, but since I started this specific Facebook group, so I made this group in June. I used to do it a different way, but I mean, every recording is in here since June, but I will always add the new one. So like starting tomorrow, let's say you missed the live call, you'll be able to come in here and grab the recording tomorrow night when I load it. All right. So this is how you can find the recordings. But now let's say you just want to go in and check out the discussion. So if you go to the discussion tab, that's where you can just see like the news feed. So whatever people comment on or whatever people post, it just kind of shows up in the order that they're happening. So this just sort of has like, these are obviously the assignments, but you can actually come in here and let's say you can post your launch post right in here and I can review it. You can tag me and I can review it for you. All right. So, or if you have a question about something, you can come in here and you can comment. So this is kind of our central hub. And then the events tab is where like tonight, you can see I put the call in here for tonight. And then tomorrow I'll put in the call for noon. So all the content will stay here. So this is like your place. All right. For the next 30 days, I want you to focus on this. Once you finish the Coach University, we have a team page. So I'll add you to that Facebook page. But I don't like to overwhelm people. I really want you to focus on this stuff for the first 30 days. All right. It's super I want to keep it basic. It's overwhelming as it is. Okay. One other place, actually two other places I'll refer you to. Again, try to not get distracted by the chaos. But on Mondays, we have national wake up calls, right? And so the Team Beachbody Coach 411 Facebook page is where those all take place at. And so you'll see that, like, here you go. This is Carl Deichler will be our guest speaker tomorrow. And if you just come to the Facebook page, they broadcast it live right on the Facebook page tomorrow at 11. If you miss it, it will go on the Team Beachbody 411 podcast, and you'll be able to come back to this page and listen to the recording. So that happens on here. And then there's also like transformation stories and updates and all kinds of things on this page that you can check out. And then the last place that I wanted to show you is the Beachbody Champions page. This is for every Beachbody coach in the world. You can request to join this, but there's always stuff that goes on this page. And you can see like there's Carl Deichler talking about our Success Club tracker. You can see Ashley Feld-Dyson is doing my 5 top tips on improving how to invite to a challenge group. So there's just like other people within our network that go in here and go live. And there's lots of content. I don't want you to get distracted by it, but I also wanted you to like know that there is this information here too. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that. All right. Now let's move on. And honestly, guys, if you've got questions, drop those in the comments and I will definitely answer those at the end. All right. So we're going to move on to the next part. How many of you have taken the time to actually print this out yet? Have you guys printed out the business activity tracker? So let me just kind of make it a little bigger so you guys can see it. All right, so what I do is I want everybody to print out 4 of these. All right, 4 of these business activity trackers, and some of you have already started working on them. But at the top of the business activity tracker, do you see in my screen there, I have 3 little squares. Do you see those 3 little squares at the top of my page? I want everybody to put 3 squares at the top of your page. Your job is to color in those squares with people that buy a challenge pack. 3. All right, 3 people. Your ratio is like 1 out of every 10 people that you talk to is going to say yes. So I tell you that for 2 reasons, because I don't want you to get discouraged and deflated if people tell you no. And I also want you to know that you have to talk to people in order to sell a challenge pack. All right. I thought for sure that just because I went on social media and I told people that I was becoming a coach, that everybody and their mother would sign up because I told them to. And I also had results, right? So I had also done Insanity. I'd lost 11 pounds. I had a side-by-side transformation and everybody was asking me, how did you do it? What did you do? How do I sign up? And the minute I started telling people they had to pay for it, they were like, I'm out. And so, and I'm telling you this because I want you to be aware that this may happen to you. And so for me, I had to realize, okay, people don't know what I know. They weren't in the challenge group. They didn't know what awesome support it was. I didn't know what Shakeology was when I first started. I was kind of skeptical about paying for Shakeology, right? I didn't have $160 to buy a challenge pack. So in my mind, I thought to myself, if I want people to sign up with me, I have to show them that it's worth it. And so as a new coach, everything that I put out there content wise was really kind of establishing that foundation of trust. So I will tell you, like, you're going to want to make sure that you talk about, why did you pick this program? Why do you feel like the investment is worth it? You know, talk about the things that you struggled with before and how you feel that our company is going to help you with that or is helping you with that. So you're really going to want to share experiences. So every day, as you think of things as they come to you, write those things down, because that's going to help you build that trust and credibility. And then again, them watching you is going to help that too. Okay, so let's look at this. So with 3 people, in order to see your trends of your business, right, you have to track it. It's like anything, right? Those of you that went, you know, we go to school and we have grades, right? We get our test. Every time we have take a test, we get a grade. Let's think about, you know, our nutrition. If we don't write down what we eat, it is really easy for us to look back at the past week and say, I did pretty good last week. And you're thinking to yourself, I exercised 6 days. I drank my Shakeology every day. I, you know, made pretty healthy choices, but you didn't write it down. And you get on the scale on a Monday morning. Has this happened to anybody? And you're like, my weight didn't change. And you're like, but I did a pretty good job. But then when you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to write it out because clearly something is off. Why am I not losing weight? And you start writing it down and you're like, oh my gosh, I had that bag of chips. Oh my gosh, I had 3 glasses of wine. And then I ate pretzels. And then before you know it, when you're tracking, it identifies the truth, right? And then you realize, okay, I actually wasn't as good as I thought I was. And people actually do that in their business too. We say to ourselves, I'm spending all these hours building my Beachbody business, but did I do the right things, or did I just scroll Facebook and look at people's stories, and did I just watch trainings all day long? And then I put in 4 hours, but I didn't sell a challenge pack, or I didn't get anybody to sign up. So we really want to make sure that this tracker, it goes everywhere with you, right? So every time I sit down and I open my computer, I say to myself, okay, was I proof that the product worked today? Yes or no? Yes. Number 2, this is your most important bucket. This part right in here, this center part, is like your bread and butter. So where it says, like, did I initiate connections? Did I add new followers? Right from the start, you want to say to yourself who's building their business on Instagram and who's doing Facebook. Where are you guys building at? Instagram or Facebook? Wherever it is, you want to say to yourself, how many people can I add per day? So I ask myself, and this will be something we will actually dive into even more, but like, where do I find new followers? Is it going to be through searching hashtags? Is it going to be sending friend requests on Facebook? Is it going to be connecting with everybody I can think of that I went to high school and college and coworkers and people in my church, and that I, you know, anybody and neighborhood, anybody, friends that, you know, you've lost touch with? Think about all the people you can connect with, because here's the thing. When you have people that are seeing your stuff in your newsfeed, that's what gets people to kind of go, huh, what is she doing? Or when people start interacting with me, now I have somebody to talk to. Make sense? Every day, put a number down there. I'm going to try to add 5 new followers a day, or whatever that's going to look like. You kind of pick a number. The second thing on here says, do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or has a call to action. So every day, are you in your stories or on your feed actually showing something that you're doing that is healthy, and that is practicing a healthy lifestyle. It could be new workout gear. It could be, a sweaty selfie of you. It could be a modification of a push-up, or it could be you with your, Transform 20 stepper. It could be a healthy meal that you're making. It could be you with your family or your kids working out. It can be anything. And a call to action can be something as simple as, what's your favorite brand of sports bra? Or what's your favorite workout shoes? I just bought these shoes. Has anybody worn them before? Like, are they a good option? A call to action should elicit an engagement, a like, a comment, some sort of interaction that allows you to communicate with other people. All right. A call to action can also be sign up for my challenge group by clicking the link below and filling out the application, or sending me a direct message for the details, right? So that's another example of a call to action type of a post. So every single day, you should have one of those each day. The next thing is stories. So Instagram is so fun. And I know that some people are new to Instagram, and then some people are pretty IG savvy. But I love stories because it is the very much laid back, here's my day. And so I try to every day say, do I have something about daily life? So for example, you see in my stories today where Matt and I are cooking dinner, and we're talking about the boss and the real boss, and we've got wine glasses and we're drinking wine. That's like daily life. You get to see who I am, right? Sometimes it's like me with my kids, or it's us going to visit family or do something fun together. It's always my workout. I want people to see like how I fit my workouts into my routine. And if you don't know Instagram very well, if you go to Instagram, hold on one second. If you go to Instagram and you go into your stories and you go, let's see, I need to get rid of that. Okay, so if you go all the way over to hands-free mode at the bottom, and then you hold down the button, it'll actually give you like a 3-second timer. I don't know if you can see that, but then it allows you to record like a 15-second clip. And I just have a little tripod that I bought on Amazon, and that's how I take all of my video clips that I put on to my Instagram stories. So if you are like, how do you do those video clips? That's the secret sauce, right? So I have a very cheap $15 Amazon tripod that I use, and that works really well. So I do my workout clips, products. So I will usually almost every day share my Shakeology. So sometimes it's like a boomerang of me pouring it in my glass from the blender, or walking to my office, or I'll do like a virtual cheers. And I never say Shakeology, but I'll be like my daily superfoods, or drinking my shake on my way to work. Thank goodness for my like easy on the go meal, because the old Melanie would have grabbed a Starbucks and a donut and would have ruined her nutrition, first thing in the morning. So I try to use products, whether it be Energize or Shakeology or, any of the performance line supplements. So I try to work in stuff I do, but I don't always say the brand, because I want people to DM me and say, hey, what are you drinking? Or what do you drink every morning before your workout? Like, I'm curious, right? So I try to get it to be a conversation starter by sharing some of my favorite things. Other things in daily life, people ask me a lot of times, like, where did I get my shoes, or where did I buy that top? It's really cute. So, if you are passionate about, your dogs, maybe you share your, things that you do with your dogs and go into the dog park and new things that you buy for them or your kids. So I try to just work in my life, and fashion kind of is some part of my life because I like that. So that's what people ask me a lot about. All right, healthy meal and meal prep. That's another really good idea. Even on Sundays, as you sort of sit down and you begin to do your planning and your prepping, you can work that in there as well. You can take some pictures. All right, another thing is invitations, polls to promote groups, and I will share some examples of that. But you'll notice, like a lot of times on my stories or on your coach's stories, we will say, we'll have a couple of different transformations. We'll give a call to action. That's a really great way, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, of how to get people to show some interest in what you are doing. And then once we get a little further along, we'll talk about recognition and shout outs as well. So this upcoming week, I just want you to say, I'm going to make it a game. How can I, at the end of the day, try to fill in all of these blocks? All right. Like just say to yourself, if you just do these things, you are doing awesome. Okay. The next thing is engagement means that you have to engage with people. Social media is social. I used to say this all the time. I'm a professional friend maker. My job is to make friends on social media. All right. And I love it because I can do it on my own terms. I can be in my pajamas on the couch watching Bubble Guppies with my boys. And, I can have no makeup on and I can look disgusting and nobody's going to smell me. And it's great. And I love it. Right. I can make friends on my own terms. And so my job is not to spam people, but like if I see somebody's post and they had amazing family photos taken and I want to get my boys updated pictures, I'm going to send the person a message. Or if I find somebody on Instagram and I really like their page, I'm going to send them a message and I'm not going to think twice about it. So every day, your job is to find people, but as people respond back, it's to keep that interaction going. Somebody comments on your post, comment back, right? If somebody says, I want more information, comment underneath and say, I will send you some more, and then go and send them a private message. But you want as much back and forth interaction as possible because that just shows the platform that you're on, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, that you're really adding some value. Okay. The next thing is we're going to invite people every day. Some people will come to us, but we want to go out and ask people. So we're going to talk about what challenge group we're going to invite to, and then your job is going to be to invite people every single day. And then we follow up with those people. So that's the other thing. The last thing is like contributing to the challenge group. Now, since you don't have challengers yet, I want you to practice. So every day, your job is to be the best challenger you can be. So if I ask you to post a picture of your Shakeology, you're going to post a picture of your Shakeology. If I say we're going to post our sweaty selfies, you're going to do the sweaty selfie. If I say progress update time, you're going to give me your progress update. All right? Because we want to be the best challengers we can be, because we know that we're going to do it for somebody else in the near future, and we want to be able to speak from experience. So we're going to be fully engaged, and we're going to practice our friend-making skills in the challenge group, and we're going to be really awesome challengers. Now, I feel like that's super easy, right? Super easy. Okay. Now, recognize achievement, that would be challenger success, and then personal and professional development. So the one thing that I'm going to ask you guys to do is get the book by Darren Hardy. It's called The Compound Effect. That's the very first book I recommend that you read. It's awesome. If you've already read that book, you can read Go Pro by Eric Worre. That's another really good one that I really liked as well. You could read, I'm trying to think what other ones that I really liked that I started out with. Like Get Over Your Damn Self is a really good one if you struggle with confidence, or You're a Badass. Sorry if there's any kids in the room. Those are some of like my favorites, beginner books. But read every single day. This business is just as much of a mindset as it is physical activity. And the one thing that I see why coaches quit or why business owners aren't successful at what they do is because they do not strengthen their mind. They don't challenge those inner demons. They don't challenge when they're confident, like their confidence is shaken, they don't challenge that, right? And I want you to constantly be working on that muscle, because it only gets stronger as we keep working on it. Okay? All right. So, and yes, every Thursday, you're going to send me your tracker. So if I'm your coach, you're going to send it to me every single Thursday. Send it to me through Facebook Messenger. That's the easiest way. I don't love email, so Facebook Messenger is the easiest way to get a hold of me. All right. So yes, Elizabeth, send it to me this Thursday. And then at the bottom, keep track of your business results, right? We want to make sure The worst thing you can do is like go along and do these activities and then get 0 results at the end of the week. So we want to keep track of how many new followers we have, how many new challengers, did we get any Success Club points, and did we sign any coaches? All right. So this allows me as your mentor to identify gaps and help you work through them to help you reach the level of success that you desire. If you're not turning in the tracker, I can't help you. Okay, so I need you to be accountable to this part. This allows us to have a good dialogue together. And if it's not going very well, speak up, right? I am not the kind of leader that is going to drag you along, or I'm not going to bother you and say, hey, what are you doing over there? I haven't seen you post it all this week, right? I'm the kind of person that says, look, I am here. I'm able to help you and I want to help you, but you have to do the work too. And you've got to be willing to step up and ask if you need something. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about what is next. So I better make this small. So one of the things I said was we're going to sign up 3 people just the way that you got started. And I kind of touched on this at the beginning. So a couple of things. Do you have some friends or family that you've talked about weight loss or business before? You can send a text message, you can send a Facebook message, you can call somebody, but this is kind of what I did when I started. I sent an email because I was back, 7.5 years ago. Now everybody text messages, right? Or Instagram messages. And so send your friends and family a message and tell them what you just did. I crafted an email and I said, hey, you may or may not have been noticed. I've been on my own health and fitness journey. So now I want you to customize it, whatever your story may be. All right. You may be just starting your journey. You may be halfway through. You may be done. Whatever it is, tell your story, right? 2 or 3 sentences of what's going on in your life. And I just said, hey, you may or may not have known I've been trying to lose this weight after having Bryce. I've lost 11 pounds. I've been a part of this accountability group. I've done this amazing fitness program in my home, and I've totally revamped our kitchen, and I feel amazing. And so I really feel called to help other women do the same thing. I really want to teach women how to live, a healthy and fulfilling life. And so I decided to become a health and fitness coach, and I partnered with the company Team Beachbody. I'm going to run my very first accountability group, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Would you like me to send you the details? That's one way to say it. All right. Another way is to kind of take what I did here, and it's just a text message. This would be like, hey, this is casual. I just did this thing. I totally signed up to be a health and fitness coach, and I'm going to be doing a new program in an accountability group online. It's a 21-day program, and I'm going to lose this freaking 10 pounds for good. All right. Here's my coach's results. Let's say you don't have results yet. This is an example of what you could do. Share your coach's results, right? She lost 30 pounds. She's been doing these programs. She has 2 kids. She's just like me. If she can do it, then I can too. Will you do it with me? We can keep each other accountable, right? Throw in something funny in there. Let me know we start in X amount of days. I can give you the details. So whatever your voice is, I want it to sound like you, but I want you to type something up like this and start sending it to people that you know. All right. That's your very first assignment. All right. Next thing. And then what do I do when somebody asks me for more information? We'll cover that tomorrow, but you can also go in and read about that in the coach training as well, because it's right in the unit section. Okay. So that's where we're going right now. The next thing, start your transformation. So I already talked about this in depth, but if you're not in a challenge group, make sure that you get into a challenge group. What I want to talk about here is the before photo. Now, do you see how my before photo, I'm fully clothed? All right. Some people do not like to take pictures in bikinis or in sports bras and in tight shorts, right? That is okay. Whatever kind of a person you are, I still want you to take the photos, okay? Because this picture of me over here, I was in my kitchen, I had a t-shirt on and pants. I really wish I would have had a really tight tank top on and shorts. I do. I really wish if I could rewind, I would, because you would have been able to see, that should have been tight, right? So you could really see the transformation, but I didn't know any better. So I want everybody to take their before photos, front, side, back, put it into a collage, right? And this is gonna be our day one, our starting the new you, basically our transformation. So I want you to say, like, this is my journey. And then every single week, commit to the same day, whether it's Sunday or Monday morning, you're gonna put the exact same outfit on, and you're gonna take your week 1 photos, and then week 2, and then week 3. And then this is what I started doing. I started doing like some in a bathing suit or some in a sports run shorts and then some fully clothed, right? Because I wasn't sure what my comfort level was going to be. So give yourself 2 options to share that transformation. All right. And then I will say every week, let's share your story. And we will actually add on and read this sentence right here. You can't just do the workouts and then show up 80 days later with results and expect people to trust you. It's not going to happen. People are going to trust you because they're following your journey. They're following the process. They're watching you become this new person. That's what's so inspiring. Think about how long you followed your coach before you actually signed up, right? You watched them go through this transition, this change, this new them. And so that's what you're going to do. And that's how you're going to lead for other people as well. Okay. So we're going to go through, we're going to share our transformations. We're going to take the pictures. And you know what I did? I'm going to share this with you because you may be like me. I hid them on my computer in like a file, in another file, in another file. So if I ever got hit by a car, nobody could find my before photos. I did. I was so afraid. I was like, nobody will ever see these pictures of me. It is so embarrassing. And now it's plastered out there all over the internet because I'm like, darn it. I want women to know, like, you can get results, right? So you may be scared now, but I promise you, you are going to shout these from the rooftop someday. Alicia, I'm glad you thought that was funny. All right, so here we go. Moving on. What are you inviting to? So number 1, you need to ask your coach what you should be inviting to. I see somebody that says, what if we don't have a coach that is not running a challenge group? Stephanie, just send me a message and we can talk about that. All right. All of your coaches, like, you should be in here for the most part. There might be an exception or 2. So there's a couple of groups, right? So number 1, I am starting my new groups tomorrow. So I've got Transform 20. I have my new year, new you. Unless you sign somebody up in the next like 1 to 3 days, like, they're not going to go in this group. This group would be if you sign somebody up right away in the next 24 hours, we'll put them in one of these 2 groups, but they have to get a challenge pack or they have to have both Shakeology and the fitness program. That's a requirement. We're going to start preseason this week, and then day 1 will be on the 14th of January. Now, I always say you want to give yourself like 7 to 10 days of advertising and posting on social media and inviting and having conversations before you like really get people to understand what you're asking them to do. So the next challenge group that you'll be able to invite to, if you want to co-run with me, if I'm your coach, is going to be February 4th. So that would be like day 1. And then preseason would start January 28th, if that makes sense. January 28th, day 1 would be February the 4th. Okay? 6-week challenge group, Shakeology, and a fitness program. It doesn't have to be program specific. I like to keep it general unless it's like product launch, because we just had Transform 20. So usually when we launch something new, that's when I do just a program specific group. And I'll let you guys know what the name is. But for now, you can call it your next accountability group. All right. So just so that you know what you're inviting to. But if you want to crank it out right now, you certainly can get people into one of these 2 groups in the meantime. We'll do a much deeper dive tomorrow into that when we get on the noon call together. And then I just wanted to give you some examples, guys. So this is Megan. She's in her first few months of coaching. This is her transformation. And this was her launch post. So you can actually look her up on Instagram and you can see she's a teacher. She's doing an amazing job, right, as a new coach, but she's talking about confidence. Feel confident in your skin. This progression is from about 5 years ago to a week ago. So it's a long span of time, but how cool is that, that she's able to say, like, I share this with you because I understand the struggles with food and fitness, and I get that it's difficult, right? And she talks about it not being an overnight transformation, but she talks about, like, you can transform your life with a simple choice. And then if you actually go down and read the rest of the post, you can see a little bit more of her story. So there's an example you can check out. Over here is Danny. So Danny Heath is another coach, and she is an amazing woman, right? She's a little bit older, and she talks about how she's been on her health and fitness journey for a long time. She actually left and came back to coaching. So she was a coach before, came back, and she's super successful now. She's doing amazing. She's had amazing transformation, but I love that she talks about wanting to teach her girls how to live a healthy life. I love that her story is being an example. And she talks about why she loves coaching and why she loves the opportunity. And if you read their post, nothing about Beachbody in there. It doesn't say Beachbody. It doesn't say Shakeology. It doesn't say 21-day fix, right? Leave that lingo out, because you want people to say, what did you do to get the results? Or what are you doing? I'm ready to, start fresh and set new goals as well. So you want to open it up for conversation. All right. Okay. Now, I clearly had a blank page in there, so sorry about that. And now let's kind of wrap it up, because it's 9:58 and I want to make sure that I let you guys go here very shortly, but just a couple of things. So I went through and gave you a lot of information. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to get through those prep tasks. I want you to launch your business. And I want you to say to yourself, I will have 3 people by January 28th in my accountability group, right? I am going to commit to treating this like a business, even if it's just an hour a day. I am going to commit to sharing my tracker with my coach, even if it's not perfect, because I am committed to improving and not perfection. I'm going to commit to practicing my vital behaviors, because I know what I practice will eventually become a discipline. I know that I am going to make mistakes, and I'm going to be okay with that, because I'm going to learn in the process, because I'm a human being. All right. And we are not perfect by any means. I'm going to achieve Success Club, because I'm going to help 3 people get started on their journey by January 28th. All right. Those are my expectations. I just want you to have fun. I want you to smile. I don't want you to be overly stressed about it. I want you to just go out there and say, can I inspire somebody to live a really amazing, healthy life? And guess what? If you do that, you're going to earn an income in the process. All right. You certainly are. But I know that it takes work, and I know that it's sometimes challenging, but when you just keep showing up and you stay very consistent in your message, people eventually, if they tell you no, or they give you an objection and tell you it's too expensive, it doesn't mean no, not ever. It just means no, not right now. And our job is to say, you can go out there, you can try everything else out there, but nothing beats nutrition and fitness and having a community of support to do it with. All right. So as we kind of close up, I'm not going to go over how to post. I'm actually going to do that tomorrow, because it's already 10 o'clock. So we'll do that tomorrow. So any questions before I let you guys go? Do you feel like this helped you a wee little bit? Feel like you're somewhat more organized? A little bit? Got a thumbs up? Thanks, Allie. Appreciate that. Yes, yes. Can we join a challenge group? Oh, we already got that. I feel a ton better. Good. Can you improve my request? Yep, I will do that as soon as we're done, Tammy, for sure. I will. Could you approve my, yep, I will do that. So going through the prep tasks, if you haven't. Oh, and if you can't be on live tomorrow for the Monday call, I always record it. So I'll put it, at the end there. And I recorded this, so I'll send this out after the fact. So we're going to work on this together. And this next upcoming week, it's practice. I like to call our first week practice. So we're going to practice our tracker. We're going to practice our post. We're going to communicate. We're going to talk openly. If there's anything that you guys need, please don't hesitate to reach out. That is what I'm here for. And I'm really excited. I'm excited that you guys are a part of our organization. We have a lot of fun. We work really hard, and we do our job with just the utmost integrity and a heck of a lot of heart. And we really just love to see other people succeed. And so if you keep that at the forefront, like I want to help people get results, then you will in turn reach your business goals too. All right. Okay, guys, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for your time tonight, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.